Well, welcome everybody to a wonderful new week on Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I'm excited to be here to talk about ways that we all can ignite humanity. That's right. We all have the ability to ignite the lives of others. And we come on this show every week, every day, Monday to Friday, to talk about how you can, how I can, how we all can ignite humanity in a new and unique way. We need to be thinking about humanity. We need to be caring about others, and we need to be having more compassion and empathy. And I say that word need in the sense that we all truly deserve to be heard, to be seen, and to belong. And it's in those ways that we truly bring together humanity, make people feel more empowered and inspired. And we love to talk to guests who are doing just that in their lives. And we ask them about their ignite moment that sort of sparked all of this, that ignited it, that was the ignition that got it all going. We all have an ignite moment. And if you know anything about JB Owen, you know that she loves to talk about ignite moments and also believes that every single person on the planet has an ignite moment. We all have one. It's the beautiful common denominator between us all, and that's what makes us feel closer to one another. All right, well, today's day is all about ideas. Yes, we're talking about ideas today, and I love meeting guests who know somebody that I know, that they know, that we know, that there's this beautiful collectiveness. I'm so excited to invite and talk to our guest. Vanessa Cardenas is a dedicated betrayal recovery specialist. She's a transformational coach, inspirational speaker, and author with over 20 years of experience. She holds a degree in industrial psychology, 2 certifications as both a coach and a super host, including support host. I get that word super host because she's pretty super, including trauma coaching, life coaching, 6-phase meditation, and mental fitness. Vanessa's unwavering dedication to betrayal recovery is grounded in Eric Edmeades Hindsight Window theory, which enables individuals to reframe negative events. She empowers others to see betrayal not as a mere pain, but as an opportunity for growth, gratitude, and a renewed sense of purpose. Vanessa believes that self-love and self-trust can reignite our understanding and empower us to live on purpose and with purpose. I'm excited to talk with her today. Please welcome her to the show. Oh, hello, my gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Wonderful. Yes. Super.
You're a super host.
So many ideas to go on.
Exactly. Well, I'm happy to have you here, and I love it. In the pre-show, we were chatting up a little bit. Let's talk right out of the gate. Betrayal Recovery Specialist. This is a unique and new term. I don't think a lot of people are seeing it, and yet it's so needed. I can understand. Give me the crux of it. Tell me the basic understanding of it.
The basic understanding of it is that throughout our lives, we have what I refer to as micro betrayals, little betrayals in our lives, even as children, but we don't have the language to be able to identify exactly what it is. But we have these little micro betrayals. And sometimes when we don't clean them up, they compact and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And suddenly something catastrophic happens. In my case, it was my beloved. After 20 years of marriage, he sat me down on a park bench and said 3 words to me. I've met someone. My whole world shattered at that exact moment. And all those micro betrayals came flooding in. It was just overwhelming. But here I am, almost a decade later on the other side, to tell people, oh, there's beauty on the other side of betrayal. There truly is. While I don't advocate, and I definitely don't suggest that anybody betray somebody else for that necessary shove, that push to get you over to the other side. But when it does happen and you're in that dark place and it's really scary and you feel so alone, you feel lonely and alone, you can get through. You can get through to the other side and you can emerge completely different. I am a completely different woman than I was before betrayal.
Wow. Thank you so much for your vulnerability and your honesty. I know it's not always easy to go on television in 109 countries, speaking to millions of people and say those sorts of things. But what I love what you said was that there was something on the other side. And I think that's super important because so many people will take a betrayal and they'll carry it with them for a lifetime. They'll just put it on their backpack, on their shoulders. It'll just be the thing that shows up all the time. Let's back up a little bit. Micro betrayals, these are situations where we didn't feel heard, we didn't feel just. What really defines for us a betrayal? Is it from another person? Is it from society? Is it all encompassing? What really gives us that sense of betrayal?
It's all of the above. There's also one that you missed. Self-betrayal. When we self-sabotage ourselves, when we allow that voice in our head, the nasty chick voice, to come out and tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you can't possibly do that, and beats you down. Yes, we have that. And what we need to do is we need to tap that down, and we need to get our cheerleader to come out and say, you know what? You can do that. You can do that. You are capable of doing that. So let's do it. The naysayer.
Yeah. And it's true. Self-betrayal is something that we don't always realize that we're doing it to ourselves. We're creating this own sense of like, I can't trust myself, or I can't rely on myself. And I will admit, I've had this feelings of betrayal in my past, in my life. I'm curious though, sometimes I feel like every human emotion is really designed for us to grow, and we are supposed to feel the gamut of human emotions. Love and excitement, accomplishments and accolades, yes, but on the other side, maybe fear, worry, betrayal, disappointment, jealousy. Like, we are actually designed as human beings to have all of these experiences, because they are really, and I think this is where your work comes in, is they are to be the catalyst for internal growth, personal growth, internal growth, that next level of us. Tell us how we can take a betrayal, not get rooted in it, get stuck in it, and move through it to the other side.
What a beautiful question. Yes, when we feel ourselves in that darkness, and the darkness is so overwhelming, and we're just ugly crying on the floor in the fetal position because we're so hurt. We are so hurt. We feel it all over our bodies. It is overwhelming. It absolutely is. But we need to allow ourselves, that word need, we need to allow ourselves to be open to the possibilities, that this is a lesson in there of our own resilience, what we are capable of. Because as you mentioned, yes, the one side and the other side, the one side and the other side, and we have to move through the emotion, not under it, not over it, not around it, not by numbing ourselves and avoiding and distracting and using food or alcohol or anything else to numb ourselves down from it. We need to face it. And facing it is scary. It absolutely is. That fear comes up, and suddenly that fear can choke you because you don't know whether to face it or run from it. And that is a situation where, in my particular case, because I'm a smart woman, I had a psychology degree. I should be able to pick myself up and do what I needed to do to salvage my marriage or decide to move on. But no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way for me. I needed help. And sometimes
we got to do the work. We really need to do the work.
You got to do the work, and you have to engage in help. Sometimes you need that help. It's really hard to do it by yourself. It's a community of support around you that cheers you on and says, you know what, you can do this. You absolutely can. But when we go through betrayal or any devastating event, we want to turtle in. We want to, have the hard shell around us and not let anything or anyone in. And we do a disservice to ourselves. And that's why the idea of opening yourself up and being vulnerable. Yes, I will go on live and say, I was betrayed. I was betrayed by my beloved. And could I do that a month afterwards, 2 months after? No. There were family members that didn't know for over a year because I couldn't get the words out of my mouth.
Right.
I was so full of shame and guilt.
Let's talk about how important it is to overcome betrayal, because it's not about, I mean, I truly am a proponent of forgiveness, and I don't know if there's a forgiveness element in this, but when you move through any emotion that's holding you back, it's not for the other person, it's for you. It's really for you. So the forgiveness and the understanding, potentially the compassion, the empathy that you begin to build, you begin to foster in, even that gratitude we talked a little bit about in your bio, that helps you. That's for you. That is for you to move through your life. And I think a lot of people get stuck in betrayal because they want the other person to suffer or to redeem or to repent or to fix it. Can you chat a little bit about, and Ignite Humanity is all about that. We really need to do the work ourselves so that we can shine the light for others. How can people understand that in overcoming betrayal, it really is a gift you give yourself?
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. The one lesson that I really needed to learn, and it took me a long time. I had heard it early on, but I dismissed it. No. I didn't like that idea. Not at all. But then when it was said to me again, little later on, when I started the healing process, I was just opening myself up just a little, opening myself up a little. It was, though something terrible has happened to me, it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me at all. That was just a revelation to me. It was the eye-opening, the ignite moment of, wait a second. Yeah, his actions, they weren't my actions. They were his actions. And though they affected me greatly, it actually wasn't about me. And that liberated me to step into, wait a second, wow, it wasn't about me. And I could breathe. I could get the weight of it all off of me. It was still with me. I still had a lot to work on. That revelation of, it wasn't about me. And that is really, really hard for those that go through betrayal, because they take on that blame. They feel like they've done something wrong, or they didn't do something, or whatever the circumstances are. They feel that weight. The betrayer just takes the weight and puts it on the betrayed. And I felt that weight until that moment where that sentence was the pivotal moment for me. It wasn't about me. And I like to share that as much as I can to let people who have been betrayed know, it's terrible. What has happened to you, it's terrible. I don't wish it on anyone.
I kind of got goosebumps when you were talking, because last year I lost a very dear friend and a colleague to a fire, and she passed away. And I felt so much betrayal in many ways about the fire and the injustice of it, and how, the building and the until my mom said those exact words to me. It's not about you. And losing her and her passing on and all of the things that happened in regards to the fire, it really wasn't about me. It affected me. It hurt me deeply. It, truly upset me, but it wasn't about me. And when she said that, I felt exactly like you, like I could just release and let go of this feeling of betrayal. The system let us down, the police let us down, the fire department it wasn't about me. And I really, really honor that you say that, because it's true. There's a liberation from when we understand that someone else's behavior is really not about us. It's about them, and it's their experience and their decision and their choice. And we have the choice to react or act however we decide that's in alignment with our highest good. And I really, really love that. Let's talk a little bit about Mr. Eric Edmeades, a very good friend of mine. Love him dearly. Teaches a wonderful thing called the hindsight theory. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because some people may not know how powerful that is.
Oh, I am not going to do it justice. I know that. He is brilliant. And the reason that he and I connected was because of the hindsight window theory. And it's a YouTube video. And I had discovered it in the midst of my betrayal. And what the hindsight window theory says is it's the period of time between a perceived event, betrayed, and the moment in time where you make peace with it. And some of us have hindsight windows that are years, decades, where an event happened and we hold on to it and we hold all that negativity and that charge with it for decades. I wanted to make sure that I could close that hindsight window so it wouldn't be so long, and see the benefit and the opportunities that this event might cause. How might I see the gift and opportunity in it? And I actually reached out to him. This was early on in 2016. And I wrote him an email. And I said, because in his example, you can find it on YouTube. It's brilliant, brilliant. The hindsight window theory.
Can I just say that if you watch that video, I'm sitting in the front row. I was there in the event when Eric did that speech. That's this YouTube phenomenon. I was at that event that he spoke about. It was life-changing for all of us in the room, and many more to come since. So I'm with you. I was right there, like front row.
Yes, it was glorious. It was absolutely glorious for me. And I reached out to him just on chance. I reached out to him late at night, just angry, like, how might I see the gift and opportunity in this betrayal by my beloved? How is this possible? And he wrote me back the most beautiful email back, really heartfelt. And that was a pivotal moment for me because he heard me, he saw me, and he applied the hindsight window theory to my situation, made it very personal to me. And I've been a fangirl ever since.
Wow.
And yes, absolutely. I adore him.
That's what's so great about folks, and that's what we try to do with this show also, is we want to plant one seed, one idea, one thought, one Monday idea day, one way that you can do your life slightly a little bit differently, see things from a different viewpoint, just redefine that view that you have to move yourself in a direction that not immediately, not exactly, not 100%, not perfect, but over time will improve and get better and awaken you and ignite you to something else. I love that so much. I love that wonderful story. Now, again, in the pre-show, you were sharing another kind of ignite thing that happened between you and I didn't even know about it. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, when you experience something, when I experienced my betrayal, everything around me was betrayal. Betrayal. That's all I saw. It was the red car, if you know the red car theory.
Yeah.
It was just constantly in my face all the time. And I realized that actually my children were suffering. And I wanted to find something that would not be about betrayal, but about parenting. And I picked up a book. And there was a line in the book, and I'd love to read it to you if that's okay. And I want you to know who wrote it. So, sometimes I missed the important road signs. I took a right when I should have gone left. I turned on cruise control and forgot to turn it off. I roared past the roadblock, drove through the red lights, thinking that they should be green. I concentrated on the miles behind me instead of mapping out the route ahead. Brilliant, brilliant words that were for parenting, but I saw it for betrayal as well. Yes, absolutely. I needed to concentrate on what was in front of me. Stop going back into the past about the betrayals. Brilliant. Do you know who wrote that?
You're going to make me cry.
And this, as you can see, oh my goodness, I loved this.
Zoom in, producer. Let's see it. Ignite your parenting. Yay! Fantastic. And thank you for reading from my chapter. I so appreciate that. I was on my own trajectory of being betrayed by my beloved, and in this, not in the same way as you, but just feeling that sense of betrayal because our marriage had ended and parenting was really becoming important to me. And I was on cruise control through my parenting. I really love that you share that. And what I will say is, folks, it just goes to show that there is inspiration all around you, everywhere you look. If you decide to see it with a new perspective, there is so much tools, supplies, resources out there, just wanting to pour into you and wanting to give you. And kudos to you, Vanessa, for seeing that and reading that in a new light, because of course, when the student is ready, the teacher will come, and you finding that that decision to shift. Let's talk a little bit about some things that people can do. If I've got some audience members, which I'm sure I do, are sitting there thinking, I feel betrayed by a friend, by a coworker, by a boss, by, someone in my community, is there some tools we can give them right now to try to move through that, to find the gifts and the blessings that come from all experiences?
Yes. The first one, right out of the gate, breathe. We forget to breathe. When we have fear or anger or just rage, we forget to breathe. We can go weeks without food. We can go a couple of days without water. We cannot go more than 5 minutes, 3 minutes without air. It is so important to breathe. And that's why people will come up to you, to tell you relax, but they tell you breathe. Going through labor, they tell you breathe because we forget to breathe. So you want to breathe. That's right out of the gate. Really, really easy. We can all do it. Ready? Feels good. Feels so good. And then slow down. Slow down and listen. Just take it down and just listen, because the answers that you need, they're within you. They truly are. You just hear them, and they come to you in a whisper. Sometimes they come to you as a lightning bolt, but right at the beginning, it's a whisper in the background so you can hear it. And then the third thing is focus on you. We tend to focus on the situation and the person who wronged you and everything else, and we focus our attention out. I suggest focus on you. Focus on what feels good to you, whatever that might be. For me, it was getting in the shower for an hour. I needed to shower for the hour. I needed to feel the water just cleansing. Whatever it is that you enjoy to do, focus on you. The fourth thing, really important, and this one was hard for me. It was so hard for me because I was a smart woman and I had a psychology degree and I was a mentor to over 500 employees. Ask for help. Ask for help. It is the most courageous thing you can do, is ask for help and search out the help. You might find somebody and they help you and you're like, yeah, no, that doesn't feel right. Go to the next person. Go to the next person. Pick, choose, grab everything that you can. Ask for help. And then
can I just pause you there for 1 second, because that was my least favorite one, because I felt asking for help meant I was helpless. And I didn't want to feel helpless, so I never asked for help until one glorious morning, God reminded me that asking for help is because people are helpful. And so many people want to be helpful. And when you ask for help, you are literally seeking out someone else to be helpful in new ideas, new strategies, new things. And so I just wanted to pause you there, because I was like the classic don't ask for help person until I shifted that help means that person can be helpful. And helpful is what we all need. We can't do anything by ourselves alone. And so asking for help is really powerful. I love all of them so far. What's the next one?
The last one, and you touched on it before, forgiveness. It's really challenging to forgive ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves first. Then we look out, and then we decide, we choose, we have the control. We can make the decision whether to forgive the other, but it starts with forgiving ourselves. You release so much by forgiving yourself. And if you choose to forgive the other, be set free. You'll be set free. You forgive a little, you get a little happiness. You forgive a lot, you get a lot of happiness. But if you release, let it go, you will be free. To be free.
And folks, these 6 things, they really apply to everyone. Vanessa, can you talk a little bit about, a lot of times kids feel betrayed by their parents or, family members feel betrayed by each other. And there's so much dynamics and intimacy in a family unit that, we really are connected to people day to day to day. Can you talk a little bit also, because we've talked about spouses and relationships, but we haven't really even talked about, parents and kids, that even adult parents and adults, kids, that can also happen too.
Yes, very much so. And actually it's touched upon a lot in your book, without a doubt. A lot of it stems from communication. There's such a breakdown in communication because we become warriors with our thumbs and everything's been text. We don't look at each other in the eyes and say, hey, I see you. How was your day? Tell me what you learned in school today. Not, how was school today? No. What did you learn in school today? Engage in a conversation. Have those experiences. Don't numb and avoid the situations with your children. They want to be seen and heard too.
So true.
Give and you get. Give and you get. It's glorious.
The seventh principle of Ignite Humanity is to give first and give all you can. And it's a truly powerful philosophy and principle. When you give first, maybe if you wait for the other person to do it, you could be waiting forever. So give first, and don't just give little crumbs. Don't just give a little bit. Like you said, give all you can to repair, to restore, to understand, to be compassionate, to be caring. I could go on and on with this conversation for quite a while. I love the synergy that we have. I'd love to have you back on the show next season and talk some more about it, because I think that a lot of people are feeling this. And in some ways, just society has betrayed us, and the way the world has changed has betrayed us. And there's lots of different things. And I think finding the peace in all of that will definitely ignite humanity. Folks, if you want to know more what Vanessa's up to, please go to her website, understandingear.com. What a beautiful title. I know Vanessa could be of great help and great support. Very, very, very delighted that we got to have this conversation. I really, really deeply appreciate you. Sending you big blessings. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, folks, I think this conversation is truly important. And if you're feeling a tiny bit betrayed, or even searching through some of those micro betrayals that Vanessa talked about, overcoming them, moving through them, shifting into compassion and understanding is absolutely going to make your life so much better. Well, we like to ignite humanity every single day. So if you would like to be on our show, please reach out to us and fill out our type form. We love to have people from all over the globe talking about igniting humanity. So please share with us. We do have a wonderful type form that you can fill out. IgniteHumanity.life/share. Tell us what you're up to. Tell us your Ignite moment and what you're doing to ignite humanity. And of course, go to our website and see all the fun stuff that we're up to. Igniting the Planet with our amazing compilation book, our event we're having in Vegas. We're building schools in third world countries. We are doing all we can. And of course, we are igniting humanity with this show every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Well, I hope you're having a great day. Let's start this week off wonderful. Big blessings to you, and take care.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.